Thanks for staying with us. Popular Nollywood actress Mercy Johnson Okojie recently revealed that a teacher in her daughter's school, Purity, has been bullying her daughter because of her celebrity status. She revealed that for 2 whole weeks, her first daughter has been bullied by this teacher in the school, just out of hatred for the mother. She went further to allege that the teacher believes kids of celebrity parents are badly behaved and proud. And Mercy, however, had to try to get to the school to get to the root of the matter. She figured out the teacher, started apologizing after this happened. The question now arises that, is it right for a teacher to bully a child because the parent is a celebrity? What is the right process if a parent finds something wrong in the way the children, his or her child, is being managed in the school? What should be the process of how they should deal with the situation? Because some people went for Mercy that, why did you have to bring it to social media? Others went with Mercy to say, we are going to deal with that teacher. Tell us the name of the teacher. We are going to go and deal with her. Like, the comments were all shades of good, bad, and horrible. So we'd like you to join the conversation. We'd like to hear your thoughts on this. Do you agree that children of celebrities can be rude and uncultured? Do you believe that that should be the right way to address such situation? What do you think the school should have done? Join the conversation by calling us on 081-270-53687, or you can call us on 091-390-76948. Of course, we're on YouTube and we're on Facebook, and we'll be ready to read your messages from those platforms as well.
Yes. So I saw this video trending, and initially I was slow to react. I just saw comments, blogs dropping news that, you know, she sent thugs to the school. She went with thugs to beat up a teacher in her daughter's school. It sounded too big.
Too much of a movie.
Too much. Like, I said maybe they're trying to promote one movie that is coming. Only for me to then see a rejoinder by one woman saying, I was misinformed. She apparently was the one, so I went for the entire story. So a woman had shared, went on live calling out Mercy Johnson, saying that she came to school, she brought thugs, and she posted. So the blogs that captioned everything she wrote, that, is it okay because you're a celebrity to bring thugs to beat up a teacher in school? She made it so sensational. Everybody would just catch Mercy Johnson and her daughter and just cast them and, you know, beat them, and all the way she wrote her story. And then Mercy Johnson had to go to the school, went on live, take the accounts of everybody that was present at the time she had gone to pick up her daughter. That was supposed to be the time when this incident the woman originally reported happened. And so the people who were out there were wondering, which dog did she come with? Apparently, she drove to school after her daughter had reported bullying from a teacher. Went to investigate the situation, saw the headmistress. She couldn't even find the teacher. And she said she had met the teacher prior to that day. And the teacher had given her an attitude, you know, sort of like, you know, and she had said to her husband that this person is sort of cold or rude to me. And he said, no, everybody cannot like you, so deal with it. And she just thought it was okay. But what she could not stand was the line the woman crossed to her daughter. And the poor girl, young girl, I think 9, who had to be called out by her teacher. Of course, in every way, it's bullying. She even recounted the situation where the girl had issues with another student, and the teacher just sort of cast her aside that you, celebrities' children, you're pampered, you're spoiled. Wow. So that's a mindset problem. And I think the school, because she refused to put the name of the school, because people are also, I'm joining those people saying the school should take a strong action.
The school already released.
Very strong one. Call and sack that teacher. There's no helping her through. She has to go on her own, find herself, go on a mind retraining if she will do that work of teaching again. Because you can't be in care of children and have a favorite.
And be petty.
And be petty. In any, you can't even have, you can't be, you know, some teachers do these things when we're in school those days. There's a special girl, a prima ballerina girl in the group of all the students who seem to have 2 heads, who could get away with anything. I remembered back then in school, and I laud my set for it all the time in command. We were able to insist that the law was carried out on a Caucasian girl when they asked all just 1 to 3 students to cut their hair. I was not even allowed to grow my hair. So in JS3, I was just beginning to grow it, that I would use it to flaunt in SS1. And then the law came, and we were made from JS1 to 3, even if you're 2 steps to SS1, to cut your hair. And then the Caucasian girl, I think she was a mixed breed, Russian and Nigerian. I hope she's not watching, because we're friends. And, you know, her hair was all the way to her waist. And they were saying, no, because she's not of African descent. Can't you see that the hair, it will be bad for it to be cut? Students called their parents. People who had officers' parents, they stood on it, and she came to school the week after with a low cut. The law is the same for everybody. You can't have a favorite. Some children, you would completely destroy their mentality, and they will have inferiority complex for life, thinking something is wrong with them because of their race, their gender, or their parentage, or you know, their lineage. Because of that, it's a lot of burden to put on a 9-year-old for that matter.
I don't know. When you were really small, you didn't have that. Like, your father was not.
I like this topic. My father was famous.
When you were really small.
When I was really small, my father was famous. My father became famous in...
You were already in secondary school?
When I was in primary school.
Can you imagine? How was that?
So, and that's why I want to take this story. Because I think teachers owe themselves and the children that they're training a responsibility of divorcing themselves from the parents. No matter who or what the mother or the father is or was, or however way you want to look at it, please, the child is the child. You are responsible for the child, and every child should be treated equally. There should be no favorites. There should be. Don't be said because the father is a celebrity or the mother is a celebrity, I'm going to favor the child. Or don't say because the mother is a celebrity or the father is a celebrity, I'm going to attack the child. A child is a child, whichever way you look at it. They will have their own failings as children, as human beings of their own, because they're human beings who are developing, and they're not developing because of who their parents are or who their parents want to be. They are developing, and it is your responsibility as a teacher to divorce yourself from the identity of that parent. I will go from personal experience. There was a lady when I was in secondary school. I used to wear sweaters. I loved to wear my sweater because it was always cold in the morning. So, especially in the morning, I would come to school with, and she was, Johnson Okojie, take off that sweater. Why, if you wear sweater tomorrow? And I couldn't understand. So I used to gossip with my friends. I used to say, I think that fella has chased this woman before. That's how I felt so victimized by the teacher. Because she was, every time she saw me in a sweater, she wasn't seeing me, and I was cold.
Wow.
She would not ask.
Why will you? The sweater,
and then why everybody knows your name? So they just call.
The sweater is part of the uniform. I was also wearing a different color. We had green sweater to match our uniform. And my sweater was always green. I always had my beret. I was always in fact, every time they stole my sweater or my beret, I would go and meet my mom. Hey, they've stolen it, they would buy me another one. So, why? So I always felt victimized by that teacher. I reminded her when I saw her a few years ago.
Seriously?
Yeah. She said, that's why you turned out like this. That's how she sees it. How I see it.
It's different.
It's totally different. The same, now, my daughter was in secondary school. I removed my daughter from that secondary school in actual fact because of this matter. The teacher comes to the class and says, he knows that she's Fela's granddaughter. I really hate Fela Nicola Pokuti.
Oh my God, why can't let's take a break? When we come back, we'll dig further into this story. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. So before we went on the break, YK dropped a bombshell. How a teacher in her daughter's school said she hated Fela, and the teacher knows that the grandchild of Fela was in the classroom, and then the teacher had the nerve to say, I just hate this person.
No, there is no way the teacher didn't know, because I took my daughter to school every day and picked her up from school. That was I didn't, unless I was on tour, then someone else would. But while I was in Nigeria, I did it all the time. Now, because there's some people saying, some on YouTube, that some of the children behave badly. I'm not saying that children cannot behave badly.
You can't generalize.
One, you can't generalize. Two, it is your responsibility as the teacher to correct the child. You are training the child. Now, if the child is misbehaving, then you have to tell the parent that I will have to take stricter punishment, stricter measures on your child, because he or she is doing this. That's your responsibility as a teacher. Now, my daughter was extremely quiet. Me too, I was extremely quiet. For 2 years running in my school, I got best behaved. I was a very, very, very quiet, unassuming child. Very, very shy. So there was no way I was badly behaved. And my father would never, even if you beat me, my father will not even come up, ask you any question. You beat me, I will collect that beating. So there was no need to victimize me. Now, my daughter, she said, I hate Fela Nicola Kukuti. And for please, what is the reason?
And even if you do.
And even if you do, is it inside the class?
So is that part of the curriculum?
Is that part of your lesson? It's not part of your lesson now.
I'm so happy we're discussing this. I don't like the fact that Mercy Johnson's daughter got bullied, and that's the reason we're discussing it. But we ought to discuss this kind of issues. The issues of you don't like a parent, and then you now use it to take it up on the child. YK, children will misbehave regardless of if they are born of a celebrity or they are born of a nobody. Children are meant to experiment, and they are children, they will be mischievous. Sometimes I look at my child, they will just go out. I'm like, why exactly did you go and touch that thing? It's just that trying out thing. And as a teacher, it is a core responsibility for you to treat every child equally. And I know that it is tough, even as parents, not to have a favorite in the class within your children, talk less of within the class. So the responsibility is higher on a teacher to be unbiased. You must be unbiased in how you raise those children. You must be unbiased in how you deal with the children. You must not be seen to have a favorite child amongst any of those children. Let's talk about the psychological effect on you as an adult now, okay? Because you went through it. You understood how coming from the burden, the responsibility. Because anybody think it as a jolly thing, but it's a huge responsibility to come from a name that people can recognize. And that happens with Mercy. It happens with every celebrity, that their child comes with a name into the school. They will know, are you the Okojie of this one? Ransom Kuti, are you the Ransom Kuti of Kiniko? How did you feel as a child going through that process, knowing that everything you did was going to reflect on your name?
Well, like I say, it was not easy. Because people like to say, you must have had a good life. It had its pros and cons. And let me remind people that it is today that people are looking up to Fela. No, Fela was this. In those days, Fela was not a Kenyan. Everybody, Fela is a Igbo smoker. Fela is this. So I was the child of who people looked down on. Was famous, but a lot of the elites, the people who are elites today and who are Kenyan, they didn't want to associate with Fela. It is today that they don't say, oh, yeah, Fela was my friend. It's a lie, they were not Fela's friend in those days. So, we grew up, I can never forget.
So the school ought to shield you. The school ought to be a place where you'll be protected.
I can never forget going to meet, my father was in jail. And then my cousin introduced me to this girl. And the girl said, don't introduce me to such people. We were young kids. Don't introduce me to such people. I don't like meeting such people.
Oh my
Hold her
God.
to our face. My sister and I were standing. We just, we slunk away. And, I'm 60 now. For me to still remember,
that was
less than 18.
Oh my
For me
God.
to still remember today, you must know it must have had a psychological effect on me at that time. So, and that's why I say, I don't know if Mercy Johnson's daughter or son, I don't know the story. I just read it.
Is a daughter.
Is a naughty girl? I don't know. But
even if she's
it's the teacher's responsibility to train her, not because, and not to bully. You cannot bully a child.
Not victimize, not
And
attack.
If you cannot divorce yourself from your hatred
Then
of the
recuse
mother,
yourself from that job.
just move.
People should be.
Let's take this
when-
phone call.
okay.
And I'll come to you, Nima. Let's take Bumi from Magodom. Bumi, welcome to the show. Good morning. Hello, Bumi. Are you with us?
Hello, good morning, ladies.
Good morning, Bumi. Welcome to the show. You're live, Bumi. We can hear you. If you can hear me, just go ahead with your contribution.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm a first-time caller on the show.
Welcome to the show.
All right, so I'd like to just have my quota to the contribution. Hello?
Yes,
We can hear you very well.
Okay, I'd like to add my quota to what the topic we're deliberating on.
Fire on.
Okay, so I beg to differ that children of celebrities are badly behaved. I feel it comes from the angle of teachers not having self-esteem, and they lack confidence when they see children of celebrities.
Oh my goodness. We love that called self-esteem from
So
the
you touched something very important now. So sometimes you discover yourself, you see that you have certain behaviors that, you know, or you have certain worldview that is not balanced. And in the profession that you practice, it could be detrimental to you or the person you're serving. You can always step out, and you don't
Get
have
another
to
career
teach.
path.
You can always find a one-on-one with people of your kind. You can do homeschooling for children of your kind, that you think, people that you think are best behaved, but don't stay in a school where you're well paid and you're put in the care of children, and you generalize and start to victimize some children. Once I went to school, to my daughter's school for open day, and as I was about going through her books, a young girl just came from her class and said, that she was badly behaved, that she bullied a younger student from another class. I took it up immediately from her old school. I was really bothered. So I called out my daughter before the teacher would even do anything in the whole class. Made her stand, because Gufran can be, you know, a madam. She's a madam. She was born a madam. And I said, you bullied somebody? I want that girl. So this child was insisting she did not. I've been teaching this girl. She's well behaved in school. And I was looking at her that you're patronizing me as a parent. That's not possible, because I know her. And then she said, okay, go and call the girl that was bullied. She said to the girl that reported to me, call the girl that was bullied. Let me know exactly what happened. And my daughter just she was in shock. She was just looking at me like this. When the young girl now came and I said, sorry, when did she slap you? She said she didn't slap me. I tapped her and she tapped me back. And
that was the end of the story.
And that was the end of the story. And I looked at the girl that reported it to me. Did she cry to you when? Yeah, I just saw that she tapped her, and I thought I should report it to her teacher. I said, why did you even wait for me to come? Why didn't you? Why is your teacher? I just found out that another student just bullied my child. I was only just grateful to God that the mistake was mine. Imagine that it was the teacher who acted in the way I acted and judged my daughter without listening.
Very true.
How bad? Till we got home, I was begging my daughter.
It is a huge responsibility for teachers to be unbiased. It is a huge responsibility for teachers not to judge. And we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll continue with this discussion. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we've been discussing what happened with Mercy Johnson Okojie and her daughter about the bullying, because she's a celebrity. And generally, we're discussing how teachers are meant to be unbiased. But this story broke because someone felt she was a reporter. She saw something, recorded it, gave it a wrong coloration, and caused yam scatter scatter. Is it yam pepper scatter scatter now happened? But the truth is, we were in this age where everybody has a phone. And because everybody has a phone, they feel entitled to record, which can be good and bad. But we've seen where these recordings now have audio commentators who will be saying, oh, he's just climbing the roof. Ah, he just broke down. Hey, those are thugs. And Mercy didn't take thugs to the school. But what was what went viral online by this non-journalist young lady who just took her phone and decided to become a journalist, spewed a story that created a narrative that was false. And many of us find ourselves sharing and resharing all those things. You take a video on the road, that was an accident. They just bashed somebody. They just scattered, and there's no truth to that story. You did not hear anything. You just gave it a coloration. Nima, I want us to discuss this because in the papers today, we took the story of someone whose libel suit got £100,000 judgment against a blogger who took a story that wasn't true. How do we deal with this need for us to always want to record something and make it trend?
So even bloggers know now to hide their identity forever. They hide behind an unknown face and do their stories because they know ethically that it is wrong to start a story without basis. And most of them do this. This woman, for instance, was in school. The easiest thing to do would be to ask the teacher, ask Mercy, you know, ask the principal of the school, and wait until you can lock the story to a very concrete basis.
Is it even your business?
No, it can be your business if you want to start blogging, you know, but find all sides and find a balanced story. You know why I say this? I have a younger sister who is in the news business. She's been news editor for a lot of blogs for a long time since she started her own. And I see the way she's taking her time. I thought I would be the one to be advising her. I always said to her, why is the story not? She said, no, I have to get more sides to the story. There was a time she wanted to do a story on YK. She was asking for YK's number. I was saying, you just need to hear from me. She said, no, I can't write a story hearing from you. That's somebody who has the training. She did mass comm. So I know people should have that basis. The woman in question ran
with a story she did not investigate.
And the danger is that not only do you defame a person, it can be more far-reaching damages mentally for her and whoever the story touches, which is what happens here. So until she tasted her own poison, she did not know how it felt. Until she posted her disclaimer and trying to redo the damage she had done, people went for her and she was now asking for people to protect her mental health. Nobody... When these people write stories, they don't think of the mental health of those that they write about. And it's damaging. I personally, when I see stories start, I don't care what the story is. I will not read it. It takes me, maybe, if it's not dying in 4 days.
Before you now follow up with the story. Nobody thought about how Mercy Johnson would have felt when somebody wrote that story. YK, you were going to say something?
Well,
Oh, we have a call. Ife just called from K2. Ife, are you there? Welcome to the show. Good morning. Come back to you, YK. Ife, please listen to us. You are live.
Oh, she's listening to it.
Ife, you are listening to the TV and we can hear. Sorry, YK.
If more people like me, social media will not say. Because this Mercy Johnson story, for instance, I never knew about it till I read it as how I didn't know. Because in fact, I don't look for what is not my business. If you're going to write about anybody and it's not my business, I don't know the person. Even if I know the person, if I'm going to read the stories to tell the person that, oh, look, they wrote this about you, but I go and correct it, it's not true. I don't mind other people's business. So if more people were like me, social media will not sell. Now, I just wanted to go back to Mercy Johnson and the child. Children of celebrities, not only are they facing the victimization from teachers, they're also facing victimization from their friends, from their peers. Because you are the child of the celebrity, your friends are going to be saying, Keneko, is it because you are Fela's daughter? Or is it because you are Keneko? Or is it because you are Femi's son? They will do that. The teacher should also take that into cognizance when they are dealing with these children, because already they are living in a goldfish bowl already because of who they are or whose children they are. So there needs to be this understanding. Take your phone call.
Muhammad has called in from Yobe. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Hello, Muhammad. You're live. Welcome to the show.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Mohammed from Yobe, first-time caller.
Welcome to the show. Oh my God, it just got announced. You know,
Mohammed from Yobe. I'm so sorry. I would have loved to hear from you.
You know, YK, I remember this. I followed the story of Will Smith and how they raised their children, homeschooling their children. And many celebrities in the US choose to homeschool their kids because of these things. Because they feel like you can't remove who they are from the child's upbringing. And so they rather just shield their children from all of this positive or negative, usually negative attention. Some even take their kids into school in disguise, like they cover up themselves, change the children's names so that at no point would you truly know who these children are. So I think that one of the lessons we should get from this story is many people should be aware that when you look at that person in the glass house, the fact that you're seeing them puts them at a very, at the eyeballs of everybody. And it's a dangerous place to be in. So your responsibility is to protect them, not to victimize them, not to use the opportunity you have to now say, I don't even like that your mother. I don't even like the way she acts. That last movie she did. Hello, even me that I'm on TV, people meet me and want to discuss your view. I'm tired. After I'm not discussing it with my child. Imagine meeting and say, oh, your children, kiddie. Let's focus on protecting our sanity at every point in time. We'll be going on a quick break now. We'll take a quick break. When we return, we'll continue with the conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.